Alright, what's up? An unexpected acquaintance with D Astra. We are indeed in CSGO, Global Offensive. And yeah, I was just thinking to myself of should I recreate, or rather, make another Astra map? Much like Dust 2 and the like, they have had sequels, map sequels. You don't necessarily see that. You just see new versions. For example, what's that map? Breach got a big overhaul in the past of CS:GO, and it was recreated into the Breach that we love and know today. And Breach was also made for CS2 recently, which is kind of cool. Yeah, I was just really thinking about, should I make another Astra map? The theme and setting is definitely, I like it so much, and the possibility of like using lights, so many like custom cool lights. Like for example, I love this color, and then areas overflown with that color. It's like over here. I love that a lot. Just the you know, sun going down in the horizon with the new shader settings. This would be a very nice setting to have. Okay. Things that I like from Astra. So, when I say that I'm recreating or making another Astra map, that means a sequel. Not a one-to-one rendition of the old one. That means taking familiar aspects of the map and then making a new environment completely, a new gameplay experience. But building off from the familiarity and the fact that I've already made this like environment once, and it's going to be fun for me to see how I've developed in my artistic skills or whatever. So there are like definitely some buildings that I like. For example, this one. I think this building is very nice. It has the cafe at the bottom. Stuff like that. And then there are a couple buildings that I don't necessarily like, which are... Let me find like an ugly building. For example, this one. It's very shoehorned in. It's like kind of messy and busy. It looks very much like CS:GO. So I wanna... Oh, here's a better example. I mean, it kind of sells it, but with the better tools now with CS2, I would be able to make so much better composition, so much better like you know, shapes and whatnot. I'm actually surprised how good this map looks still. The lighting does a lot. But even if like, you know, even like this building here, it's nothing special, but it's just I think the scaling is very good. It's like a nice little set piece. Yeah. Like, imagine this building with, like, more detail in the shape of it. But yeah, I don't want to glaze myself too up here, okay? We still have a lot to learn, of course. The more you know, the less you actually know, right? Whatever the saying is. I want to finish the map with all the zodiac signs. My original idea was to add all 12. Here we have Aquarius, then we have... the Leo over there. What else? Where are these even? The Pisces. We have the Gemini. Here's the Libra. Stuff like that. I want to add all of those in. Or here's the what is this? Can't remember. Anyway, yeah. So adding all these in. Definitely my number one priority. No, number one priority would be to make the map, the layout fun and unique. I don't think that Astra has like that necessarily of a unique layout. I removed quite a lot of the unique shit that I had. Like I remember having a connection path from here to here, and without me realizing, like it broke a lot of the map rotation. But I think like having like playing around with the rotations a lot is an interesting topic to me. And then also straying away from the standardized layout structure of like Mirage and like dust tooiness or whatever. Like just straying away from that, like having this short thing over here. Then there's this lower area. I mean, this is not very reminiscent of anything, but you know, I want to build up on the things that I can definitely say that I like came up myself, you know? Build up from the unique strengths of the map and not really borrowing anything from any other map. But another thing that I want to test is the culture and the environment. I want to use more color. The map is very colorful, but I want to use even more color and play the strengths of the white backdrop and the very light backdrop, you know? I think in Astra, like, I quite well nailed, for example, like this blue ties that blue and that blue together. And then the oranges in the map are very, very subtle, but they are there. Playing from stuff like that, and building up from stuff like that. And with the new tools, like I didn't bother making like any cool trims. You know, the black white trimming on an arch like this would look so cool. And here I just didn't bother because it wasn't in my like skill set to do and ability. It was beyond my reach, so to speak, to implement stuff like that. So I guess with the new tools, I mean, I'm not guessing. I know with the new tools, it's like way simpler and way easier and way faster to do stuff like that. So I'm not going to be spending a whole lot of time on development of like small little details. Also more graffiti, more stuff like that, more stuff like that, more stuff like this. But yeah, I like from Astra. I definitely like this like how entangled a bombsite is with the mid and the control of short. This area absolutely tied into the control of the bombsite. Yeah, the retaking wasn't that nice. I don't necessarily like the fact how hard the movement is from the short area to here. You know, the jumping in Counter-Strike is a huge ordeal that, like, if you're implementing a 100% have to do jump, it has to be like thought of with the security of the player in mind. Otherwise it will just become like one of those things that players will like, you know, it's cool, but this belongs into a jump map. For example, like silo jump on Nuke, like you can do it in all security. You don't have to worry about CT breathing at your neck. If you're jumping from silo down to main, like on top of main, then obviously you're progressing in the level. You should be punished and taxed for that. There's a risk reward. But yeah, I don't think that necessarily like this risk reward is justified. The bombsite design, I like both of the bombsites, but I want to have more like structural. You know, think about like Dust 2 bombsite. How the verticality is baked into the map, like it's hard set on the verticality, you know? The level geometry forces the players to do decisions. And I think here the level design, the level geometry doesn't force the players to do that many decisions. Like you can jump on this. Again, jumping is taxing. You know, so you don't necessarily want to be doing that. Then I think here, like this lobby area, I think this is like kind of unnecessary. So it's a huge area of interest, but it doesn't really give you much. Like it could be just like an area like this, going along from here to here. It's like a skinny path. Implementing more of that with using the space in a better way. I think that this area always felt off because there was like so much to clear. Like this close angle, that close angle, off angling on this, you know. It's just a kind of a dangerous area to get into. It's like here, and then you have to do like this. Imagine all the off angles, and also you can boost on this. This wasn't used that much. That's kind of cool. Yeah, stuff like that. And then I want to rethink what's the minimal amount of map map space that I can have with most like maximum amount of gameplay out of. For example, here I like the implementation of this area, and but it didn't get that much gameplay because there was always another route to get out of it, more secure route. So I want to make players, I want to kind of force them to go through these sorts of areas, because this was already like realizing dynamics like this. This was I've used to the faster CS2 smoke deployment, I should say. Also, look at what the hell were we doing with the smokes. Here, I think with these sorts of smokes, that was smoked like 90% of the time. So CTs got close, and then the choke point is like over here, and then the route to take is to get out of here, right? Shout out to Vinyl. Thanks for letting me use this painting. Yeah. So I want to design these areas better, that they have nicer flow. For example, I was thinking of making this area into a path that you go up a stair that comes out to a position where this short area would like go up a ramp to much like a donut-y area over here, and then the stairs are on the side, so there's like a sniper's nest like over here, and then the short would go past you kind of. So, and then like that's one rotation path where you would have to end up like over here, and then you have one path, and then this area would go like this. It wouldn't like connect back there. There would be nothing there, and then there would be two entrances over here and here. So if you smoke deep, you can push into an area like this, and then hold from the archway back here, and then that's like two CT entrances. Instead of having like this, you would have this and this. And I think this is also like for crossfiring. It's very good to have like back entrance over here, you know, and then having another entrance like very close to the side. Yeah, I think that's it. And then having a more minimal bomb site design. This is another factor that I want to build into the map. This is also funny. Yeah. So I like the implementation of the double, like how CTs can push up from both sides, set up crossfires like this, and from here. I like this a lot, but the implementation again wasn't like necessarily that good. I want to give more possibilities for terrorists to set up aim duels like this, you know, from like back here and then up here. But it just means that I have to like give more space. Here is where detailing kind of screwed me over. I started to detail before I was like really set on the layout, and I just didn't have the time to reconfigure the space here, because that would have meant for me to shift this whole area back like this much to have a little bit more space here, then to reconfigure like this wall to have a little nook in it, then move this back to have a nicer sightline over there, then configure like this wall. You know, like when you're making these sorts of changes, like everything affects everything. So now you have to shift half of the map around for a small little angle for this position to be more secure, you know? Yeah. Because like right now, if you as a T, you peek from here, you can be seen from here, and that's like that's like really bad. And the only way that I would be able to like really make it like flow nicely would be to, well, maybe adding like some sort of a thing here, but that would be like kind of botching it, which would limit the player movement over here. Also, it's super weird, I don't have legs. I've gotten so used to that. This feels so fucking weird not having legs. Okay. Yeah, stuff like that. Implement better gameplay, okay? Then areas like this, T-spawn. I'm not gonna say it's unnecessarily large, but it is for what you get about it. Like, actually, okay, I'm not gonna speak any ill on the T-spawn. T-spawn is very nice, but this area back here, the pathing might as well be, the main pathing to A might as well be here, like past mid, drop down arch. You know, you're down here. Also, I won't be having this like awkward fucking, like this bleh, and then you go, whoa. I don't want to have that. Then standardize A main, because B has the quirks. I want to standardize A main so that there's like one bomb site that you can do you can exec like default. And I think that's already like quite enough. Yeah. I like how, like, again, I like how tightly knit the short and A are, like mid and A. There's only just like a bend. I also want for this area to play in a more standardized way. Like it would have nicer time for CTs to, like, you know, hold here, get a shot. Hold here, get a shot. Hold here, and not have to worry about necessarily a flank, but more if the T's have the bomb site. Now this guy's gonna be having to be like, fuck, and they still have some space to play around. Right now, if you're a CT and terrorists just execute a normal take, you get stuck here, and now you're like, what do I do? Like I have to, like, they know that I'm going to flank them. But this gameplay is like hella awkward. You know? Headshot angles everywhere. I didn't think of these, like that sort of dynamic when I was making any. Okay, to be fair, it's super hard to think about dynamics like that when you're making them. That's where playtesting comes in, and that's where playtesters really have to think about what they're saying when they're giving feedback. Like really think about what you're feeling. Like most people told me that this area felt bad, but they didn't tell me what, like, why. And like only after some time I realized that it's quite literally about you retreating back to a position where you're not covered, or you like you have to decide what you want to do with this. Or sorry, you cannot decide what you want to do with this. It doesn't allow for anything else than just like doom and dread. Yeah, stuff like that. Of course, when you get better, you will start thinking of all the little different possibilities. That's what experience means, but it's just hard. Even with experience, it's sometimes hard to come up with good shit like that. J Cafe, very beautiful. There's a little. Yeah, more. Okay, more color. More color, better gameplay, better rotations. Okay, rotations. What I think about, like, what's the issue with rotations right now? I think that the CT area is still a bit too large. And I think that on T side, you have to allocate too many resources into your positioning for the rotations to make sense later in the round. I've criticized many a map for like, you know, you go down a path like this, and also this map, Astra. You go down a path, and then there's a choice, and then you start taking a bomb site, and it doesn't work. You don't have time to run all the way back to the bomb site. Here, like, I was imagining for terrorists to get this area every time, or that this would be like a second mid. The way that I like originally designed it would be a second mid, and then you would have a path out from here back to mid. So I want to like play more into this dynamic while still keeping the terraced pathing viable to rotate away from. I think the rotations and the possibilities to fuck around with A, like they're completely fine. But the CT, I also want to like play more around with like long sidelines like this, so that as a CT, when you come from like a 7-second rotate, so more like 9-10. But yeah, when you come from a long rotate, you are met with like a generous sightline. I want for the rotate to be more like 5-6 seconds, and then the generous sightline. More like this, more like stuff like this, you know. A dynamic and a thing that I enjoy in most maps. If your map has a cool long sightline, I'm probably going to like it. Just based on that. And I want to have a cool long sightline in my map. Somehow like this. It would be kind of ballsy to have a long CT sightline at, like over here. That would go like this. And then stairs up. And then it would go down this. Stairs down. And a sightline to sight. A little sight line. Written like this. Sight line. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm running out of things to say. Starting to waffle a bit. Yeah, okay, but I definitely think that like the thing that I said some time ago, or I don't know if I've stated this in the YouTube video, but definitely a thing that I said to many people asking if Astra is coming to CS2. I told them that I would want to make a new map. I don't want to make this version of Astra to CS2 because there are so many things that I would want to change. And that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm making a new map, building from the strengths of this map, using the same familiar theme, making a sequel. Yeah. Astra 1, CSGO, Astra 2, CS2. That sounds good. Making a more concise, fun, faster paced, fair, smoother map. And people asking, are you abandoning Starfort? No. I literally went to get some reference pictures last weekend. It was hella cold, but it was hella nice. I'm reinvigorated. I have a couple new layout things that I want to try out. I'm not abandoning the map, and I want to make the map a little bit more simpler, a little bit more simple, which is the correct way to say it, simpler or more simple. Anyway, I want to make the map a little bit simpler, and yeah, I'm cooking right now, but that's it. Okay, thanks for watching. I catch you guys on the flip side. Subscribe for, if not for me, for Astra 2, that is. Damn, I missed this position. Look at this. Yoink. And here. Yoink. Right. More to come. See ya.